Like, that's the truth. Like, he surpassed what the Gundam could possibly do. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing not really a reaction, but I'm going to do the review of the reaction of Mobile Suit Gundam from 1979, 1979. So I'm going to break this down into several parts here, and we're going to go ahead and get into this. I just wanted to say a few things and then give my thoughts. I've given it about a week, 2 weeks, roughly, since I started the started and stopped the series, and I just kind of wanted to sum it all up. So, I'm going to talk about roughly the first couple episodes here. So, like episode 1 through 10, the series, let's be honest, it started off real slow. The animation quality was pretty bad. The sound quality was dreadful. Anytime they shouted, it was literally just a bunch of distortion. I get it, it's old, it's hand drawn animation. Well, I would think it would be for the time being because digital animation didn't really get popular till 2000s and onward. So there was still a lot of stuff being animated, hand drawn and hand animated. So with that being said, I felt like there also really wasn't much story there. We got the whole interaction with Amadou and him still in the Gundam, and then joining up with the White Base, being introduced to Char. We got like a lot of introductions, but then it kind of went nowhere, and that leads me to, the next few. So that kind of like, all right. So that kind of leads it into like the next few episodes. So those first 10 just felt like they were just so slow, and then of course, like I said, animation. I'm repeating myself, I know, but the frame rate was dreadful. Like whenever they drew the arm, it was here and then it was here. Like there was no in between at times. So that was my reaction to the first episode 1 through 10. Now, the next couple episodes 10 through 20, so like I said, I'm going to be doing these like increments of 10. It started to really pick up. The story started to get a little more interesting, a little bit more in depth. We started learning a little bit more about the world itself. And of course, we got some backstories. Xeon was starting to introduce some characters, Garma, so on and so forth. And then we got introduced to some people that were affected by Xeon. Like we got the guy that stole the Gundam suit because he saw that he killed the kids' parents, and we got a lot more of that. The animation quality did improve a little bit, but it still felt a little repetitive in its story themes. So animation got better. There was at least an extra like 3 frames in between here. At least you could tell that it was moving. And then of course the audio quality got a lot better as well. Um Now when it comes to like the story progression, like I said, we got more characters, we got a lot more backstory, and it just started to drive into the next 10 episodes, which we're gonna get into those right now. So episode 10, 20 through 30, there's there's a little bit more to speak of, not much, but again, I'm gonna compliment the animation quality because this is reaction in Gundam in 2023. So we've advanced a lot in technology overall. So we got more of the white base, we got more of the stories, we started learning more about new types and what's going on with that. I wish it would have went a little bit more in depth, but I guess it's the first series. And now I'm already started into Mobile Suit Zeta, so they're giving that a lot more there, which I'll do a review on that at that time. I'm gonna keep it to a minimal in there because I haven't finished it yet, so I can't give it my thought. And again, I like to give it like a week just to think about it some, and start the next series and really start putting pieces together because there's a lot of pieces in Zeta that are being put together from Mobile Suit Gundam. If we're gonna keep that short, so anyway, overall an improvement in technicality, the way it's portrayed. We're starting to get massive amounts of story because at first, like I said, it felt like it was the same episode, just different day. We didn't really get time slots or anything. It didn't say, "Oh, this is Tuesday," or "Hey, this is Wednesday," or "That's Thursday," or it didn't really. It felt like we went from like a moment where somebody was injured, and then it felt like it was a couple days later, but I don't think it was a couple days later, so it was really hard to judge the timing. And about this time, we got Char out of the story, and we were introduced to more things like the golf, and then the Rick Dome started to come in as well. So, and then exploring more of the Gundam and how people just really wanted that, and also the Federation. So, they're talking more about the story. The Federation really wasn't like the white base wasn't part of them up until around this point. We started getting more of that towards the end of the 30s area, and they didn't respect them. But once Amadu protected them, they got the spy on the ship, all that stuff. then of course, they started to get stories, started to understand the lives. We actually started to notice that it takes place in our world, just in a basically futuristic. At first, I kind of questioned it, but then it got better as it went on, and it proved that because they started talking about America, they started talking about Japan, they started talking about all this stuff. So just more story elements overall in the 20 to 30 episode range. Now, once we get into the 30s, and I'm gonna summarize it up to 12 episodes, so 30 to 42. I know I had some terrible audio quality, so if you watch the videos, please, which I highly say, just support the channel and me. If you like the content, of course. If you hate me, cool. I'm weird. I got tattoos on my face. So what? I'm a giant nerd overall. I have Gundams on my desk, figures, a giant One Piece collection. So I just would like to support, and I would like to keep doing this, and maybe do it full time because right now I'm not doing. But anyway, episode 30 to 42, we got way more information. We got introduced to Lala. We got more. We got basically that there's more new types, and some people can kind of develop the powers of new types. We got more on the because there was like a subplot in the like that's the truth. Like he surpassed what the Gundam could possibly do, so they had to upgrade it to give him those abilities. And of course, Cars coming back into the picture full throttle. There's no hesitation. Xeon is starting to fall apart because at this point the Federation is backing them into a corner, and it was overall exciting. We even got a moment, which again, this is a disclaimer. There is spoilers because this is an overall review of the series. We got moments where Lala died, and we actually saw Char react to that. And then finally, we get to that final battle. That final battle between Amadou and Char, where the White Base is basically fighting along the fleet, trying to take on Zeon, trying to end it. We got moments where the sister, I forget her name exactly, because I'm terrible with names. That's the number one thing anyone's going to notice with my series is I'm dreadful with names. Sorry, it's how it is. You give me your name, I'm probably going to forget it in about 3 days and be like, you with the face. But anyway, we got the sister and the brother. The brother was more like a Hitler figure. We started getting him through the early episodes, but he really didn't start shining till the last couple episodes. But in those last couple episodes, he killed his own father, all this stuff. And he was sacrificing his men. They were nothing. He just wanted to get his way. And of course, the sister did not like any of this. So, well, she did what any good sister should do. Shot him in that. No, I'm just kidding. But no, she did kill him. She executed him pretty brutally, and then at that point we started to get Char and Amadou fighting, and they're just going at it. Gundam gets destroyed. Char borrows the Zong, and it gets destroyed. And then they go on foot. They start fighting, hand-to-hand combat, which against Amadou's probably not the best at, because Char's been doing it a lot longer. Sayla's chasing after them, and during this process, Amadou's abilities are waking up more and more and more. And it actually got really interesting. And so we got this moment where Char and Amadou kind of had like an agreement, and Sayla got separated from them. They got separated. A bunch of explosions happened, and things happened. And then anyway, Char went to go kill that sister because killing her means that Zeon is done for. He got what he wanted the whole series, revenge on the Zavi, and finally does that. But we get a moment where it's an explosion, and then it cuts to Sayla and Amadou and them. And Amadou's new type abilities are going crazy. He's able to sense everybody. He's able to talk to everybody in like a radius. It's like a psychic thing, and he's telling them to like Sayla. She was about to die. She didn't know where to go. She was lost inside the facility that Amadou and Char had been pushed into through their battle. And then so Sayla comes out, and she basically he guides her out, and then everybody lives happily ever after. Essentially, the series as a whole. Now we're gonna get to the final point, which is the overview of all the episodes. So as a whole, I would actually have to give the series like a 5 out of 10, not because it was total trash, because a 5 never is a trash. It just means that it was mediocre, and I'm giving it that because it had a lot of story flaws. It just felt drawn out for no apparent reason. I know there's movies about it, and I might do a reaction to the actual movies, which are supposed to fix a lot of these issues. But there was just so much dead episodes. Like people talk about like filler in like One Piece, Naruto, Boruto, those big animes that are still running to this day. And they Gundam had probably just as much, if not worse, because a lot of the episodes were repetitive. It would go, we get our we get our heroes, they have a quick story moment, and then we get a fight. Or in between that fight, some episodes were a little different. In the some episodes, we would get scenery, we get a little we'd get a little bit of things going on where they're at. Then we get a fight. the fight would happen, the heroes won, they come back to the ship, and the next episode starts, and it kind of repeats this process over and over and over again with little bits of story in it. Like I said, it wasn't until the last 20 to 30 episodes, or last 30 episodes, 30 episode 30 to 42, that things escalated and it actually went somewhere. So, as a whole, like I said, I give it a 5, a nice 5. Now, this isn't saying all the Gundam franchise is gonna be a 5. It could be higher depending how the next couple series go, but as a whole, a 5. I would love to give it a 6 if it had less of the filler stuff in the center. And I might even give it higher if it had less of that. So the movie might change my mind because that's supposed to again be a summarized version of it and an improvement on the series. So I might do the review on that. Until then, this is the end of this video. I hope you're liking. If you're liking the video, please hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the series, especially if you were there during whenever it came out. But as a 2023, review of this, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10, and on a good day, a 6. So that's the end of this one. Until the next one, I am out.